All right, what is up, my fellow shooters? So today I want to talk to you guys about the Panasonic 25 millimeter f1.7 lens. So at 25 millimeters, this is a full frame equivalent of 50 millimeters. So in my head, I compare this lens to a nifty 50, from Canon or Nikon or something like that, right? So that's kind of what the purpose that this lens serves, giving you a fast 50 mil equivalent. And I think it does a pretty good job. It gives you decently out of focus backgrounds. Of course, it's micro four thirds, so the depth of field is going to look like 3.5 on full frame, well, closer to 3.5 on full frame, not the 1.7 that it says on here, but that still gets you decently out of focus backgrounds. Um, and the images are pretty good. It's not the sharpest lens in the world, but it's sharp enough. You can't really tell when you're looking at pictures on the internet anyway, unless you're like zooming in for like Instagram or like smaller prints, which is what most people do. This lens is sharp enough. Um, yeah, so I think it's pretty good. I like it for its image quality. I also like it for its price. It's pretty cheap for what it is, but I do feel like it could be a little bit cheaper because Canons and Nikons like nifty 50s are pretty cheap, like a little bit cheaper than this is, I think. Um, but this isn't a bad deal compared to what else is out there for micro four thirds. The one thing that I don't like about this lens, and this isn't a gripe only with this particular lens, is its focusing system. It's focused by wire, and it's just not that fun to manual focus, especially for video, because it's very inconsistent. I prefer the Olympus design on how they do their focus rings. But it is what it is. Canons is like that too. A lot of companies use the whole focus by wire thing. So, that's what they're using. So that's what it is. I do wish, they would change that and it would, get the Olympus treatment where you can actually move. But actually the Olympus 25, I don't think does that either. So it's not really like a gripe where I have an alternative where I could really fix that. So, this lens is plenty good. It's sharp enough, gives you what you need out of a 50 mil equivalent on micro four thirds. So I think it's pretty good. Yeah, see, I kind of I don't know how to like conclude my thoughts on this lens, right? Cuz it's a solid workhorse of a lens if you need a 50 millimeter focal length, but just to be completely honest, I just feel like this lens isn't that spectacular. It's like it's decent, but it doesn't like make me excited to shoot with it. I mean, none of the, cheaper like lenses really do that. There's only a couple that are like, those holy grail like cheap lenses that are really fun to use. This, it's a nifty 50. It's a plastic fantastic. The build quality is not the greatest, but the image quality is good enough. And, it's fine. It's workable. Nothing, to to shout and scream about, but definitely solid. So if you need something in this focal length, I definitely would recommend this. I just wish Panasonic would maybe lower the price a little bit, or maybe consider adopting a different focal, focus ring mechanism in the future. I wish that every camera company would do that. If you own this lens and you have anything to add to this, make sure you leave it in the description below. Uh, yeah, I know this isn't like a super technical review. I just like to give my feelings on things, from my perspective. If you don't know how I shoot or the types of stuff that I do, check out some of my other videos. You can kind of get a feel for like how I use this lens. You can actually see that specifically in the review that I'm doing of the Panasonic GX85. I'll probably put that one at the end or in a card or in the description or somewhere. Also in the description, you can find my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram because there you can see all my photographs before they come out here. And I also have Twitter, Facebook, all those things. The links are in the description below. But thank you guys for giving me your time and attention. I really appreciate it. Yeah, man, I think that's it. I think that's it. Any questions, just ask them. Y'all know how to find me. Y'all have a good day.